We got plenty of blind ambition. Got a how-to book. We got a Turbo 400 to rebuild. Welcome to Heathen's Garage. We're gonna get after it today. Now before we jump headlong into tearing this Turbo 400 apart, let's just travel back to 2023. So we bought this transmission. It was a, Facebook Marketplace deal. It happens to fit behind a AMC 360. We bought this fella, drug it home, put it straight into the Jeep. Didn't open the pan, didn't do anything. We just filled it up with fluid, put it into the Jeep. It had been rebuilt, it was fresh paint. It looked really good. Problem was it had been rebuilt supposedly 10 years prior. And maybe I should have opened it up and had a better look. But regardless, we didn't have much time because, as per normal, I was way behind schedule and hadn't thought it through completely. So we just stuffed it in the Jeep. And lo and behold, it didn't have first gear. And I mucked around with it for a day or three. But we were at test and tune day and still had no first gear. So we dropped the transmission out, put the old transmission back in, which hadn't been tested at all, and we had first gear with that one. So we drove it to Miles of Mayhem. All of 2023 and all of 2024 was just on the old transmission, hasn't really been touched. Other than last year, I did have a little bit of trouble with it, but we made her through. We put a shift kit in it and a higher flow filter, and it seems like we were okay. But we weren't impressed with the torque converter we've got in it. Come on, bro. You guys can remember I've tried about 3 converters that I'm not impressed with, and it doesn't shift. Like, it's good, but I don't, like, it's not a performance transmission is what I'm trying to say. I grabbed the shifter when I shouldn't have grabbed the shifter there. That was all on me. I don't feel like I should be beating on the old one that is just there. I'd rather be beating on this one that I bought for the purpose. I've got this cool book, which is How to Rebuild and Modify. Includes factory and aftermarket upgrade. And it's sort of meant for doing it at home, which was the main goal, because that's what I'd like to do. Now, to give you a little background, I have rebuilt all of 1 transmissions, and that was in trade school. It was never tested, nor do I know if it worked any good. So that's total experience of transmission rebuilding, which basically makes me an expert. But we couldn't start with a better platform, because if you can't rebuild a Turbo 400, well, maybe you shouldn't rebuild transmissions. And maybe we'll find out I shouldn't rebuild transmissions. We'll see. Anyways, I'm going to open the book and read for a couple minutes, and then we'll get to ripping and tearing. Now, to give you a close-up view of this transmission, it looks like this. It's really dusty, but it does have fresh paint on it, aside from where I duct taped over it by accident. Did peel off really badly, so I'm guessing we're going to have to clean it up and give it a new shot. I actually really like to clean this transmission up nice, get rid of all these casting marks and everything, so we're going to take that through the process. Other than that, it's sort of a bog standard Turbo 400 that happens to have an AMC bell housing, so there isn't too much to it. This is shifter mechanism, that's downshift solenoid, output shaft, governor, dipstick hole, cooler lines, something. It'll come to me. I don't remember what it is right now. I'm going to read for a minute, and we'll be right back. Are you also wanting to read, Elvis? Gotta remove the modulator first. That's what it says there. Linda, don't you care? You want to see? You can't even read, can you? Go easy, Elvis. No sweat. At least the disassembly will be good. Now, the very first thing we did here is we put a lip all the way around the table, and we've got a hole in this corner over here. So all the fluid will flow onto this table and go into a drain pan. That's, I don't know, at least I can do that. There's a lot of cool suggestions in that book. I'd highly recommend it. I'll put a picture of it. It's hard to find. I had to get mine off Amazon. But anyways, it's got like just good, simple, basic, you're doing it at home instructions. And that part we're gonna get along with, I think, just fine. It also shows you how to make some tools and things. It's pretty cool. Anyways, first thing it says to do is take everything on the outside off. Now it also showed the transmission in the upside down form, so we're gonna turn it upside down, which I expect will already start to make a mess, but we'll just carry on. Oh yeah, there's some fluid. There we go. This would be better on a metal table, admittedly, instead of a painted wood table, but, you know, this is what I have. Now, the first thing you're supposed to do is take the modulator out, which you already have. I think the piston's still in there. So somehow we're gonna pop him out. Now this, there we go. Numero uno. This thing's out. Governor. We need some tools. We got no tools here. Okay, now the modulator is out, let's pull governor. Now, I want to make it clear that I don't know very much, but I can read, and I can tell you what my book says. And it says that governors and modulators basically are there to like assist and determine what point in time the transmission shifts. Like under normal operating procedures. The modulator has a vacuum signal, and this has like weights and springs on it. These weights and springs can be adjusted like heavier or lighter or whatever, and that sort of changes where it's going to shift. The vacuum modulator has adjustment too, but I don't know what that does because I didn't read that far. Pull this guy off. There's a cover. And there's a governor. Everything moves clear. The springs are still there. It has an amount of weight on it. The gear looks good. I don't see anything particularly wrong here. The spool inside there is moving. I think we carry on. Now the next step in the book is to pull the tail shaft housing, which is already obviously off. And after that, it's the pan, which I've been looking forward to pulling because maybe it will tell us a story, you know? What are you guys doing? Now, I could use an impact for this part. Probably make more sense. All of these bolts are coming out like new. Like they're so good. Which to me means either it was rebuilt by someone who knew what they were doing, which is the story, and I choose to believe it, because the fellow that sold it to me had no reason to say something that wasn't true, but he told me real clear, like, this thing's been sitting for 10 years. And I was like, yeah, sure. Just gonna put it straight in. I probably should have opened her up and at least had a peek, you know, made sure everything moved in the valve body and something hadn't got sticky, which is what I'm guessing happened. All right, off the pan goes. Hey, what are you guys on about? Aren't you happy? You're allowed to fight today. It's Saturday. All right, off you go. Boy, that came off nice. Okay, so attached to the magnet, we do have some junk. No question there. It's all soft junk, but there is some junk there. Well, I think we pull the filter now. Let's get it off of there. Out you go. Okay, there we are. Filter. Okay, so this was a full flow kind of filter, as in it's got no cotton in it. That's the same kind that I ended up putting in the other transmission, which is, like, it'd be better if it had a filter, obviously, but in this case, I don't think it's gonna matter, because we got all kinds of junk throughout this. Extension and O-ring. Got the extension, didn't get the O-ring. Here's the O-ring. That goes back on there. Remove valve body. I need sandwich bags. Now, sandwich bags and a marker are your friend in order to keep bolts organized. That's the technique we're going with anyways. Now, freezer bags are better. They're tougher, but these sandwich bags will do dandy and they're cheaper, so that's what we're going for. Alright, now we take the valve body off. Now these two hoses, I gather, are a bit of a pain in the neck sometimes. So you take a little bar, find somewhere gentle to pry on, and just pop those guys out of there. Try and be careful so you don't wreck anything. thought there were supposed to be balls in here. Look at it, it's got things that move and do stuff. This is the valve body. I don't know what else to tell you about it, because I don't know much else about it. Think of it as a hydraulic mechanical brain. It's the only smart part of the transmission. This accumulator is sitting, I think this is an accumulator. I'm gonna have to look again, but this is sitting like cobbly wobbly as can be. That doesn't seem right. Now it's worth noting what I do see in here is a bunch of junk on some of these. And by these, I mean spools. I'm thinking if I try and move them, they're gonna be stuck. Yeah, like that one doesn't move. Oh, it moves the other way though. Maybe it was bottomed out. Well, this will all come apart later, but that's not right now. Now, there's also this little doodad. It's the governor filter. Comes out of that hole. It's covered in junk. Now, we gotta pull this guy off. This is, I think it's called a downshift solenoid, according to my book. This is basically your kick down, except it's electric. Ooh, easy. Take that guy, put him in a bag. Now, we take this guy off, it's like the valve body gasket. We take him out with the separator plate, I guess. And the gaskets all are gonna come together, because that's just how it's gonna go today. Boy, there sure is a lot of metally looking junk. In case I forget later, the two lines went this way. So this goes this way, not... Oh, never mind, you can't do it backwards. Now, we got check balls. I don't know if you can see them, but I want to make sure that you can see them. So that if I have to check it later, we'll know where they were. There's one there, and there, 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 there. How many are there supposed to be? Better check how many there's supposed to be, eh? 6 check balls. I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Alright, magnet. One, 2, 3, 4. Whoa, don't blow Zach. This is why I put a lip on your table. 4, 5, and 6. Now, we pull off this, which is a low band servo cover. Are you guys having a fight again? I bet guys who are fast at this can have a transmission apart in minutes. Not like me, I'm gonna take hours. Ta-da! What do I do with all this stuff? I thought that was supposed to come out together. Guess it's not. Huh, I thought this was... Isn't this supposed to be together? Oh yeah, because that's just the piston and the spring. This is all fine. Whoops. Well, I should have stopped playing with that a minute ago. Back on with the piston ring. Into your home. You want to go back in your home? Alright, you stay there. We'll put you... I don't have enough big enough bag, so you sit separately. Now, this thing is like your parking pin. Or this part maybe, like your parking pin. Anyways, it's gotta come off. Oh, gotta change pages, that's good. We're getting through the pages. What do we see in there? I see. Yep, that's the parking ball. Cool. Center support bolt. Where's that located? 12-point socket. I don't have no 12-point sockets. Dang it. I knew I'd need tools already. Yeah, you're right there. Okay, let me go see if I got 12-point. Well, it hasn't taken long to heathen this up. Essentially, we need to pull this bolt out, right? Because that's the next step in our instructions. I don't know what it holds, but that's what it says to do. I didn't have a 3/8 12-point socket because apparently I've never needed one, so I didn't own one. Boots scooted to the store. Happily, they had one in a whole kit. So I bought a whole kit of sockets. Now I have a 3/8 12-point socket that doesn't fit in the hole because it's too thick. So we're gonna take care of that. Yeah, it's got nice rubber pads right there. That's perfect. I'm gonna throw the trigger lock on here. And now we're just gonna set to making it smaller. Nope, not there yet. It is getting smaller, but not very quickly. Tried a number of things here. By far the most effective was simple old 100 grit sandpaper, so we're gonna carry on until we make this, so it'll fit into that. That, folks, is success. We'll throw it out there. This bolt is really tight. Now, it's also, the manual says, hey, this is an important one, because it's hollow. It's like a banjo bolt, but different than that. Anyways, you don't want to lose this one, because I expect it's a trip to like a transmission shop to get a new one. It looks like that. See, you can see through it, like, you know? Maybe you can't. I don't know. Anyways, don't lose this. Now, we also have a moment where we have to measure something. It says to take your input, shaft, end play reading. So we're going to figure that out. That's the thing I'm wiggling. Now I got to figure out how to measure it. Alright, now we have this established on a magnetic base. We got a dial indicator that is of the cheapest quality, finest quality, and we can check this. And we see that it consistently says like 21 thou. End play should be no more than 30 and no less than 15. So we're right bang on where it needs to be. Which means our shim kit, we don't need to touch. We're now on to removing the front pump, which is all these bolts. We're just gonna loosen them all off, take them out, and then there's like a slide hammer deal, apparently. Now this one's threaded and this one's threaded, and we put a slide hammer in there. Now they actually recommend 2 slide hammers, but I certainly don't own 2 slide hammers, so 1 will have to do. Put that in there. Give it a... Okay, it moved. Now we flip it to the other side. Give that a tug. Oh, these threads are really dirty. One thing about my table, if you have a gut, I just dipped my sweater into the oil it's draining. It's disappointing. Appears to be coming already. There's some sort of... Look at that. How is he alive? It's minus million out. And why was he in my transmission? Slide hammer out. Pump off, I think. Yep. Okay. Pump's out. Cool. I don't know what to look at in this yet. We'll get to that in a minute. That's what it looks like with the pump out, I guess. I don't know what else to tell you. Looks like that. Oh, that's loose now. Okay, that's worth noting. Now it says I'm supposed to loosen this nut. Alright, now for some reason, unknown to me, I'm supposed to loosen this nut. So I guess we'll do that now. Loosen the nut on the end of the manual shaft. Doesn't say take it off, it just says loosen. Next page, now it says take it off. There's this retaining pin that just looks like a bent nail. That's got to get pushed out of the way. Up she comes. We need a pair of nail mounts. You come out of there. Okay, don't lose this. It might just look like a normal nail, but they say it's something more special. Meanwhile, I am pretty sure that's just a finishing nail, no matter what anybody tells me. What position do I have to put this into? Oh, I see. Let me turn that. Okay, that fell out. Good. This part you need out. Okay, that fell out. Good. Need that out. You need this thing. That's not going to fit in the bag. And you need this thing out. Don't like that at all. I'm going to give this a little massage so I don't tear the seal on the way out. Which I can probably get in the seal here. It doesn't matter, but, you know. Maybe I'll just do it. Oh, no I won't. We'll massage it. Just like that. See, now nothing gets wrecked. 2 seconds is is what that took. 2 seconds. Now, the next step doesn't actually apply to us, but I'll show you sort of what it is. Right here, you would have a speedometer gear housing, except we're a 4-wheel drive, so we don't. It looks like, well, there's a lot of glare there, but it looks kind of like that. Happily, due to 4-wheel drive, we have saved a step. I've been looking forward to this next part basically the whole time, because I've seen it on the internet, and I've always wanted to do it. I wonder why I haven't been allowed to pull these out yet. This is called the forward drum clutch. Here we go. Well, it wasn't quite as amazing as I hoped, if I'm honest. A little disappointed. This is a really important thing. We'll be dealing with it soon enough, I'm sure. See this? This is right behind there. I bet it needs to live there. Don't lose that. What do we got inside of here now? That's what she looks like now. This thing just, oh, it just lives there, apparently. So don't lose that. Now next up, we have the direct drum. It says this part might be stuck and it might be hard to get out. But it's not. So that's cool. Okay. Yep. Look at those are clutches, I know that. Pretty cool. Now, it says you can pull the band out of the case. So I guess we do that right here. It says you're supposed to inspect it. Well, it looks brand new. And it says Rebestos on it because it is brand new. Just like the guy said, it was rebuilt. Well, that's pretty cool. Another dead bug. Interesting. Now, we've got another clutch pack in there to remove. This one's got a snap ring on it. So we take our little pre-bar. That wasn't very difficult. Get one edge up, pull it out real gentle, don't break it. That's out. Now where are we? Pull that. Intermediate clutch retaining ring. That would be this. Okay, that's that part. Whatever it does. And we got a stack of clutch pack. That looks like these. Yep. They also, like, they're so new, the stamping's still on them. These say Borg Warner on them. I don't know if that's good or not. And then, there's another piece back there. Oh, what just fell? What was that? Oh, this thing. This just came out. Is it supposed to come out? I'm totally convinced it was. Oh yeah, it is. We're good. Center support retaining ring. And a backing spacer. Oh, that's what that was, with the backing spacer ring. Oh, that's... doesn't say to remove that yet, so we're not gonna. It says to remove this thing, though. Alright, we got another big clip. Let's pull him out. I'd like to make note of my table, which is working really well. Except, if you build one of these, make sure you don't have any holes in it, because I had a hole right here, and it was dripping on my shoe the whole time, and I hadn't noticed. Happily, we've stuck a screw in it now, so that's fixed, but just think about that. Oops, I just scratched something. Can you feel love tonight? Okay. Now, it just says remove it. Just like it'll be easy. Just remove it, Ethan. Just remove it. Just take it out. Why don't you just take it out, Ethan? That's how you progress here. Just take it out. Probably my fat head's blocking most of the view, isn't it? I'm sorry about that, but I gotta see what I'm doing. We're winning here. We are having success. Out you go. There we go. Okay, we got a ring out. Now what do I pull out? This bad boy? This is a heavier piece, that's for sure. Oh, I don't know if the whole thing is supposed to come out. Oh. Okay. Oh, we got some planetaries. Ooh, oh, I think planetaries are the neatest. Oh boy, it's a little scuffy there. I don't know if this whole thing was supposed to come out or not. I think this. Well, it's in 2 pieces now. What's this part do? Now it talks about this thing. It's got to come out. Oh. Now this is gross right here. This needed to be polished. And that might have happened from it sitting. I don't know, but that needs a polish. That's the first thing I've seen though, really. Everything else is looking pretty minty. Boy, I hope some of this stuff's master splined. Or it doesn't matter, one of the two. Sure, I'm glad the instructions cover putting it back together instead of like, you know, install in reverse order of whatever, you know. Now we have another band. Yep. Yep, we do. Apparently we got another snapper. This whole works is supposed to come out. Okay. Aren't you coming in? Oh yeah, that was output shaft right there. Like that's it. Boy, this is getting light. Tell you what. Now we got shims back here. Don't want to lose them. It does say remove. Oh, that's cold and fluidy. We got shim and we got some sort of thing. That's supposed to stay in here. That goes on this deal. Now, how does this come out of here? Riddle me that one, Batman. Just tug on it until it comes out. What happens here? How do you get this last band out? I will say this is the hardest part so far. But other than that, this has been really easy. Like this is not difficult. At least this far has been pretty simple. Okay, that was easy. And I see no obvious damage. Perfect. Next page. Well, now it's like we got 3 things left and it's out of here. We got this little electrical. We're gonna pull him out. A little tug on that. Press in on that. Make it go. Get that one to go. That one to go. Come on. There it is. Okay, we needed that out. What's the other things I gotta pull out? I gotta get this thing out of here. Spring. You know what? This can just hang out there, actually. There's no reason to pull that. This part's supposed to go out at some point in time. Lots of metal in there. We're gonna let this thing drain. Well, folks, that's the transmission tore down. I don't really know what else I need to look at. I need to read my book a little bit more, but, you know, that's what we did today. That's what we did. And I think that brings us to a reasonable conclusion for this episode. Next episode, we'll be taking apart all the little bits and fixing or finding what's wrong, and we'll go from there. Maybe not the next episode. The next part about this, anyways, will be about that. That made sense. Anyways, thanks y'all for watching. Appreciate if you hit the subscribe button if you enjoyed it or want to follow along or whatever. We'll see you next time. Bye.